Also with me is Dinesh D'Souza, conservative commentator and author of United States of Socialism, just out. Dinesh, the hypocrisy, the double standard, it's now to the point where it would be laughable if it weren't for the livelihoods, businesses, and just overall mental health of people and being able to finally get out of their houses.
Yeah, I think that people have been on to the media now for a while. The reason that the coronavirus sort of propaganda narrative was sustained is it had the backing of the medical establishment. But it was still a kind of fragile consensus because it was all dependent upon maintaining a certain moral consistency. But the moment that the very same medical professionals and the very same politicians who had warned us, stay home, don't do this, don't do that, changed their tune when the protesters and the rioters and the large gatherings started occurring on the left, basically the whole thing collapsed. Intellectually, it became a joke. In fact, it's not even, I almost feel tedious pointing it to it as a double standard. We're really seeing that behind the double standard is the media's single standard. The single standard is basically whatever Trump does is wrong and whatever the opposition does is right. If you apply that standard, everything they do makes complete, you can predict with complete certainty.
And gentlemen, the left succeeded in getting the president, of course, to move the Tulsa rally off a day from June 19th to Juneteenth to the next day of June 20th. But now they're coming for his RNC speech. I don't even know when that is at this moment, but not just because of the coronavirus, but because it coincides with Axe Handle Saturday. Watch.
Are these subtle dog whistles, or do they just need a black important dates calendar sent to them?
It would be hard to believe that no one on this campaign understood what was happening.
Another bloody day in this country's history. What's going on here? Coincidences? Come on, people.
Come on, people. It's very dramatic. Of course, nobody's disputing the fact that it was a terrible day in our country's history, but so many days have negative connotations. Negative events happened on them. Obama's DNC acceptance speech, Dinesh, on 2008 was on August 28th. Now, that same day in 1955 was the brutal murder of 14-year-old Emmett Till. And the acceptance speech, I guess it was on July 27th, 2016. That was 1919. It was the start of the Chicago race riots where 38 people were killed and 537 injured, and 1,000 black families became homeless. Dinesh, what kind of game are they playing here? Like, on this day in history, you can't do anything else if something bad happened on that day.
So, Laura, you've done good labor to expose the sort of double standard here. But again, the game that they're playing is a sort of game of lasso in which they're trying to corral Trump. They're trying to intimidate him with this sort of thing. They're trying to control the agenda and control the narrative. And they've been successful in doing this with really every previous Republican president. Even with Reagan, he was moderately successful in going above the heads of the media. I think Trump is the only one, in a sense, to take the media head on. Reagan was above the fray. Trump is in the fray. And what Trump is really exposing, ultimately, I think he needs to expose, is that he is not captive to their intimidation tactics. He doesn't even need to rebut them, because we all know that if Obama did the same thing on the same day, they would be completely silent. So why take this nonsense even seriously at all?